Hey y'all, it's your favorite country girl, Renee Davis, and I am back with a new episode of Love Kills by the Melanin Mayhem podcast. Oh, honey, if you didn't know, let me tell you, Love Kills is guaranteed to make your blood pressure go up and get your cussing game on point, because I am spilling all the tea on crimes of passion that prove relationships can be complicated and deadly. You see, Love Kills brings you the stories of relationships and situationships that went hella wrong and resulted in somebody getting their water turned off permanently. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna give you the who, the what, the where, and why I think this shit is crazy. We gonna get in and we gonna get out real quick, honey, just like a robbery. I got a story. You wanna hear it? Well, here we go. Now, before we get all the way into our tale of fuckery this week, I wanna let y'all know that the country girl is joined in the studio by her boo thing. Santa is up in here with me. Y'all give a big old New Orleans Nation hello. Welcome to the club, to Santa Claus.
Sup?
Hey, Santa. It's your first time sitting down here with me. Yeah. He want to see what I do, how I do what I do up close and personal. He know what I do now. All right, baby. So Love Kills, unlike Melanin Mayhem, where I go over like the background of our mayhem maker and give a listing of all of the crimes that they committed. For Love Kills, this is more of this person or persons did one thing and they did one thing real fucking big. Right? So the person that we are going to talk about this week is 21-year-old Christopher Gowen, and he is a certified Chester child molester. Now, how do I know that? That's because 14-year-old Tamika Jones was 7 months pregnant with his baby. So yeah, off the rip, we know this nigga Christopher ain't shit. I can also tell you that Christopher came from a long line of ain't shit peoples. His mama wasn't shit. Her and her sister didn't do nothing but get geeked all the time. They were the original team fuck them kids. Lil' Christopher was surrounded by all his drug using and abusing family. His mama, his aunties, his uncles. His sperm donor was never mentioned, so I think it's safe to say that his ass wasn't shit either. By the time Christopher was 12 years old, DFAC stepped into the picture and sent him to his grandmama's house in New York City. Now, Granny wasn't like the other ones. No. Granny had some business by herself. Yeah, she tried to correct the fuckery that had been instilled in Christopher by him not having no kind of structure in his life, but unfortunately, Granny was called home to glory before she could completely steer Christopher back to the path of decency. Yeah, that was a mess. And so at some point, Christopher leaves New York City and he ends up back in Richmond, Virginia, where he begins to have relations with little girls, Epstein style. You know what I'm saying? Only he didn't have no island. He didn't have no private planes and no shit like that. All he was offering was hard dick and bubble gum. That's it. And I don't know if he was fresh out of bubble gum. Now understand, crusty Christopher pussy ass, he got a girlfriend. Her name is Monique Littlejohn. And Christopher also got a homie that he run with. His name is Barry Scott. Now I need y'all to bear with me, New Orleans Nation. I need to run down all the players involved in this here tale of felonious fuckery and foolishness, okay? So it's real fucked up that I'm kind of wishing that being a pedophile was the worst thing that I had to spill about this dusty dick degenerate Christopher. But it gets so much worse. Baby, you know my mouth is reckless. Dusty dick degenerate. I can see that on a t-shirt. Can't y'all? So now 14-year-old Tamika, she lived with her mama, 29-year-old Daphne Jones, as well as her 4 siblings. That was 9-year-old Nicole, 4-year-old David, 3-year-old Robert, and 21-month-old Kenya. Now, including Tamika, this is a tight-knit little family of 6, and they are living in the Gilpin Court projects in Richmond, Virginia. Now, I want to pause before I get too deep in this story, and I have to point out that this is not a case of rape or any kind of sexual assault in the sense that Tamika didn't want to have sexual relations with Christopher, right? This is not a rape type of situation. Christopher did not take no pussy. I mean, he took the pussy. The pussy was wrong for him to take, but Tamika was giving of the pussy, okay? This is a bad crime, but I just feel like I need to point that out because that's really not what's happening here. Tamika is a willing participant in the sex. Now, It's unclear as to whether or not her mama, Daphne, knew about the sex, but I am inclined to believe that she did not know, based off on what I've been able to glean from how people talked and the reactions after all the shit went down as to the relationship between Christopher Goins and the Jones family. Tamika Jones, her mama, Daphne, they're the Jones family, right? So it appears that Christopher was cool with the family and he was considered like, the brother from another mother. Y'all know how we do. Always claiming folks. But at some point in time, it's safe to say that the relationship changed between Christopher and Tamika. I think it was kept on the low. At least that's what I hope. Y'all gonna see what I mean. We're gonna discuss this a little bit more. So, okay, it's early October 1994, and Tamika had to be admitted to the hospital. Complications with her pregnancy, right? And I don't know exactly how long she was in the hospital, but I know that she was released to go home after the doctors got everything under control around October 12th. 1994. But before she is discharged, she gets a visit from Christopher's girlfriend, Monique, who happens to work at this same hospital that Tamika is being admitted to. Right. Monique worked there in janitorial services.
Where?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's fixing to get real deep up in here. Now, on this particular day, October 12th, Monique stops by Tamika's room to tell Tamika that Monique and Christopher are moving to New York and that they have a daughter on the way. Now, this is significant, y'all. You might think that Monique is just the dumb girlfriend that's just going along and believing whatever lies that her nigga is feeding her. And yes, that's 100% facts. But it goes deeper. This bitch Monique, she knew Tamika was pregnant long before the shit went down that I'm about to tell y'all about. Oh, yes, she knew. And Monique is not pleased that her man got a baby on the way with another woman. You see, she don't see Tamika as a child. Oh, no. She don't see her as a child. She sees Tamika as competition. And Tamika and Monique, they been going at this shit like Barbara, this is Shirley kind of type of situation. And Monique has been going in on Christopher about how much she does not want another woman having his kid. And she mean this shit. But wait. The way this hoe acting, you would think that she is trying to be the first bitch to have this nigga's demon seed. But she ain't. This nigga is a daddy to 8 motherfucking children. 8! What in the Nick Cannon is going on here? He just out here free balling and community dicking that thing all over the place. And he ain't but 21. 8 children. 1 on the way. Come on now. Sweet honey in the rock. This nigga gotta stop. Let's move on with this ghetto fabulousness, right? So, okay, we find ourselves, it's 2 days later after Tamika comes home from the hospital on October 14th, 1994. Christopher and his boy Barry, they stop by for a minute to chop it up at Daphne's house. Remember, these guys are friends of the family. Barry as well as Christopher, they are known. I mean, if they come to the door, it's like, hey, what's up? Come on in. Y'all want something to eat? It's that type of situation, right? And y'all remember Daphne is Tamika's mama. Well, they in now, they talking, they doing whatever. Some way, somehow, the conversation between these 2 grown men, I'm talking about Christopher and Barry, the conversation turns to little pregnant Tamika. And Barry want to show Christopher the ultrasound picture. Not kind of conversation that you really hear between 2 grown men. It seemed a little odd to me. Now, again, they've been over at Daphne's house for a little minute, too, because they said that Christopher and Barry got to Daphne's house earlier that morning. And I need to also tell you that there is another dude at the house. This dude is named James Randolph Jr. Now, James is 35 years old, and I don't know if James is Daphne's baby daddy or if he just, like Uncle James. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't really tell. It didn't seem like James had any relationship to any of Daphne's children. I think he was just a friend of hers that just so happened to be at Daphne's house kicking it, just like Christopher and Barry. But all I can say is it's too many goddamn Uncle So-and-sos around this motherfucker, if you ask me, shit. But let me hold my mule and get this tea spilled, honey, because it's burning the fuck out of me. Now, again, my first thought was, why the fuck is this grown man Barry got this young pregnant girl Tamika's ultrasound photo in his hands? I mean, why is that? How is this the topic of conversation to come up? I mean, it's not like Tamika is newly impregnated. She is 7 months pregnant. She's 7 months in. So in my mind, sad as it is to say, I feel like this is old news. At 7 months, you know what I'm saying? Right. The shock, it done wore off. I mean, that this 14-year-old is pregnant. I mean, surely the questions about who the daddy is have already been had, and this has been common knowledge for at least a few months, right? I mean, you find out your 14-year-old daughter is pregnant. The first question usually is who the pappy, right? That's what you want to know. So again, my mind wanders to, how all this shit came to be. But what I really want to know is under what circumstances are they discussing Tamika like that amongst grown men? Well, what happens next? I think that perhaps Barry had the ultrasound picture and is showing it to his homie because somebody might be saying that Tamika's baby belongs to Christopher. I mean, why else would somebody be showing you an ultrasound? I don't know. But New Orleans Nation, I know y'all like, why you say that, Nate? Well, because when the ultrasound is shown, Christopher loses his whole shit. Oh, man. And this begins his descent into crash out hell. Now, okay, Barry's trying to show Chris the picture, right? When he is trying to show Christopher the picture, Christopher acts like Barry just hocked a big-ass loogie on his ass, right? Why you showing me this shit? I don't want to see that shit. Take that shit back. That's a mighty strong reaction, Uncle Chris. Well, Chris pipes down after a while and they continue shooting the shit or whatever for like another 30 minutes. Now, mind you, while all this is going on, the children, everybody is at home. So Tamika is in her room with her little baby sister, Kenya, the toddler of the bunch. She hear Christopher in the kitchen talking with bass in his voice now. It went from laughing and shooting the shit to now it sounds kind of serious. And the next thing she hears is a series of bullets being let loose. And then came the screaming. Then she hear footsteps coming down the hallway. A project apartment ain't but yay big, you know what I'm saying? She can hear somebody walking down the hallway towards her room. And then she hears some more shots. Next thing you know, Uncle Chris is standing in her doorway. And he proceeded to put 9 bullets into Tamika. 9 bullets. Oh, wow. Tamika threw herself over baby Kenya trying to protect her, but the bullets, they went through Tamika's body into Kenya. Oh, honey, I know. Like, what in the entire fuck? Y'all gone on ahead and unclench your pearls because I ain't even done yet. You see, I'm telling y'all this from Tamika's point of view. And if I can tell you this from Tamika's point of view, that mean, baby, when it ain't your time, it ain't your time. Hey. Look, homie, let me start shouting up in this mug. 9 bullets. And Tamika is still in the number one more time, y'all. She just laid there and she waited. I mean, she was the last one to get shot, so she really didn't have to wait long, right? Christopher left right after unloading the clip in her ass. Him and Barry dipped together. Yes. Barry has been there the entire time. He has witnessed the entire killation. Barry did. Now, I'm going to tell you, because y'all know right now this is when I would normally drag the fuck out of Barry. But in this particular instance, I'm not going to drag Barry. Because one, when a motherfucker is letting that switch go, sometimes you have to bear witness silently. Unless you want to slug off of your ass. I'm just saying, somebody shoot and they ain't shooting at you, sometimes you have to just sit there silently. I get that. I totally get that. And 2, when the shit went to trial, oh baby, Barry was singing like the rent was due. Oh, baby, he told it all. And on top of it, he took a polygraph to prove that he was telling the truth. He ain't had shit to do with the killing. He didn't plan nothing. He didn't know nothing. He was not a part of any of this. He was just an unfortunate bystander. So for those reasons alone, I ain't fucking with you, Barry. I ain't even fucking with you like that. I hope you went and got you some therapy, though. That was some serious shit, right? So back to Tamika. She get up, she go to the phone. Mind you, this is 1994, so there's definitely a house phone on the wall somewhere in this house, right? She calls 911 and she tells them that Christopher Goins has shot her and killed her entire family. Y'all, please come quick. Help me, I'm pregnant. Please, y'all, come. Man, the Richmond police, man, they pulled up on 2 wheels to Tamika's house. And the scene they walked in on was the stuff that nightmares are made of. It's a whole ass bloodbath. I'm talking a goddamn massacre. It was 7 people in that house. Only 2 of them are alive. In the kitchen, we got Daphne, James Randolph Jr., and 4-year-old David Jones. Now, Daphne has been shot 4 times. Twice in the head, once in her wrist, once in her right leg. James was shot 9 times. 2 in the head, 3 in his left arm and chest area, 1 time in his stomach, 1 time in his right arm, 1 time in his left leg. 4-year-old David Jones has been shot in his head at close range. Like, god damn, you's a low-down, trifling son of a stinking dope fiend bitch you is. Ooh, Lord Jesus. I mean, that's a whole ass clip he emptied into Daphne, her son, and Randolph. At this point, you got to reload. You got to reload, which means you bought an extra clip. You bought extra bullets in this motherfucker. You came in here to do some shit. And you got to reload to go kill the rest of these children, which means you had time to stop and think about what you was fixing to do. You had time to think about what you had just did. You killed 3 people already for nothing. Ooh, Jesus. But oh no, honey, the monster in you came all the way out. You see, when he was walking down the hall towards Tamika's room, first he got to another bedroom where 9-year-old Nicole and 3-year-old Robert were. He shot Nicole once in her head and once in her heart. And then he shot Robert 2 times at close range in the head. And he still ain't done because now he walks to Tamika's room. But because Tamika shielded baby Kenya with her body, Kenya was only shot 1 time in the wrist. Praise God. But Tamika, she took all them bullets. 3 times in her stomach, 3 times in her thigh, 1 bullet to her neck, 1 bullet to her shoulder, 1 bullet in her hand. Whew, sweet black Jesus. Those bullets tore her body to pieces. I'm talking about ripped up all her lady inner workings. I'm talking about perforated her uterus, her ovaries, her fallopian tube. And you know if the bullets were going in her lady parts, that means the baby that she was carrying was shot. Her unborn child was shot in the face and died inside of her.
Special place in hell for that motherfucker.
A motherfucker. I'm telling you, every time I get to this part, y'all, I have to take a herbal refreshment break because this whole situation just tears my soul to pieces. I have told y'all about some heinous shit, like tales of fuckery and foolishness that don't make sense, but this one right here, this is definitely on the Mount Rushmore of fucked up crimes committed against innocent people for no fucking reason. Ooh, child. All right, let me push on. Let's continue, y'all. I mean, it's a blessing. I mean, a miracle from on high that Tamika lived, that Kenya lived. This pussy fuck nigga wasn't shooting him with no little 25. Oh no, this nigga was putting Glock 45 caliber slugs in them people. A Glock 45. She took 9 fucking bullets from a Glock 45. All 9 of them hit. I mean, at this point, she luckier than Tupac. I mean, she can remember that 9th shot took Tupac out the game. Granted, he didn't take all 9 at the same time, but still, he had 9 pieces of lead into his body, and the 9th one took him out.
Shit, I only think he was shot with a 40.
Right, but and that's not the point. But still, Tamika took 9 at one time with the pregnant body of a 14-year-old and lived to tell the Jesus. Let me tell you something. She lived. That's amazing grace right there, honey. That's what you call blessed and highly favored. I'm just saying. I don't know if she had a praying grandmother, but somebody, somewhere, she had angels that was covering her. Because 9 bullets from a Glock. The adult man, James Randolph, who was in the kitchen with Daphne, he took 9 shots. He didn't make it. That was a fully grown 35-year-old man. And this little girl, 14 years old, took 9 bullets and was able to get up and call the police and get the Come on now. Don't make me start shouting up in this motherfucker. Ooh. So the police get there. They rush Tamika and Kenya to the hospital. And the rest of the family, they go to the morgue. So at this point, I got to introduce y'all to a man named Parrish Davis, of no relation. Parrish is a cab driver who is, friendly with Christopher, and he drive him around from time to time, kind of like a Uber driver from back in the day. Somebody who don't mind giving folks rides. This is who Parrish was. And Parrish say about a week before Christopher shot and killed the majority of the Jones family that he had seen him and he was a little upset because Tamika was pregnant. Now, this implies to me that maybe Tamika was small enough that maybe nobody knew she was pregnant until, whatever issue she had that sent her to the hospital. I don't know. But if this is the case, then yeah, it still stands, like I said. Teenage pregnancy is fresh and everybody want to know who the pappy is. Right? And so this topic is coming out. And maybe this is right after Tamika and Monique had their last little chat in the hospital before Tamika got discharged. And I'm thinking, maybe Monique went home and went off on Christopher and that, about Tamika being pregnant by him. Either way, if Christopher is talking about this situation with Parrish, the driver, that means he's agitated about a teenage girl that ain't his daughter being pregnant. I don't know what it sounds like to y'all, but to me it sounds like the walls is starting to close in on Christopher. And now, what's really interesting about Parrish is that he say Christopher tried to get him to drive him out of town on October 14th. Now, if we didn't know what we know, we might say, you know what's strange about that? Parrish is a driver. He drives Chris from time to time. What am I missing? But since we know what happened on October 14th and who did it, we know why this is a strange request. But for Parrish, he ain't know none of this. But Christopher's request set off all kind of alarm bells in Parrish's heart. You see, Christopher said, can I get a ride? And Parrish was like, yeah. He was like, well, I need to ride in the back. And Parrish was like, shit, I don't care. And he was like, no, I'm talking about in the back. Christopher wanted to ride in the trunk out of town. Nigga. Yeah, Parrish was like, Soon as Christopher said that bullshit, Parrish was like, hell to the no. I don't know what you done did, but I do know I don't want no parts of it. You gonna have to find your own way out of town. And Parrish exited stage left. And I ain't mad with you, Parrish. Not at all. That might have been the smartest decision you made in all of 1994.
Sure.
But while Parrish didn't drive him, somebody did. Because Christopher fled. His family killing ass hauled ass to New York City with his girlfriend Monique. So, Monique, you ain't got no questions as to why y'all got to leave your home like a thief in the night? You ain't seen the news? Do you know what your man has done? And you still down? Dumb bitch university graduate, summa cum laude. Or was this murderation something that you and your man cooked up? Still dumb bitch university. Valedictorian. So they dip off to New York. They get an apartment in Brooklyn. And these clowns really think that they have escaped justice. Like, they really think that they can just kick it. Like, this killing killer didn't just kill 5 people in cold fucking blood and injure 2 more. And of course, they was wrong as fuck. On November 14th, 1994, 1 month later, baby, the police and the FBI, they tracked that ass all the way down. And at 6 a.m. that morning, they kicked in the 4th floor door of 1003 Wilmore Street and caught that nigga sleeping, literally. Yeah, he curled up on the sofa. Monique curled up on the mattress on the floor. And they arrested both him and Monique. Monique, we got your ass too, because you accessory after the fact, aiding in a bed and asshole too. But woo, it gets worse, y'all. I didn't know what Monique know, but I know this bitch ain't innocent. Not at all. Cause this 21-year-old bitch been running up on 14-year-old Tamika for like the entire 4 months before her pedophile boyfriend set it off at Tamika's house. Yeah. This trifling skank told Tamika that if she couldn't have a baby by Pops, that's what they call Christopher. If she couldn't have a baby by him, then nobody could. But again, bitch, this nigga got 8 children. What the fuck is you talking about? You's a stupid bitch. You knew your mans wasn't shit. You knew he was molesting a minor. You knew his pedophilic pussy punk ass had gotten Tamika pregnant. And instead of giving this nigga grits in bed, you gonna run up on the child with a child and threaten her? I don't know you at all. But I absolutely feel in my heart and my soul that you should definitely, absolutely not be allowed to procreate. Your bloodline needs to end with you. We don't need no more dumb bitches like you in the world. We've got enough. But I think with this new bit of information, we can probably safely say that Tamika's pregnancy and who the daddy was wasn't a secret from everybody. I mean, if Monique dumbass is confronting Tamika before the shooting about her pregnancy, if Monique know, who knows who else actually knew? Because, you know, normally the main old lady is the last one to find out that her man is cheating with a baby on the way. So if she fucking with Tamika in the streets, I don't know. Part of me is like, surely Tamika's mama knew about it. Because understand, ain't a goddamn thing private in the projects. Not a goddamn thing. And if they was actually beefing in the streets, then the streets was talking about that shit. Somebody was gonna run up on Daphne and be like, you heard about what your daughter and Monique was out there doing on the playground? I mean, that's just how, that's project. That's what you do. I'm just saying. Well, they charged this dumb broad with being an accessory before the fact to capital murder because, bitch, you know. And they charged her with malicious wounding and firearms charges. Now, if they convict her ass, she is facing several life sentences. And that's good for you, bitch. You play stupid games, you should win stupid prizes. I hope they throw the motherfucking book at you and hide you off somewhere deep in a dark hole. Far away. Now, Christopher Goins' molesting ass was charged with 1 count of capital murder for killing 3-year-old Robert Jones. He was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder for Daphne, James, Nicole, and David. He also got 2 counts of malicious wounding for Tamika and Kenya, and then 7 counts of illegal use of a firearm for shooting all 7 of them, right? Now, capital murder, it gets you a disconnect notice, and you only need 1 count to schedule that shit, right? That's why they didn't have to charge him with 5 counts of capital murder. We just need 1.
So I ain't getting that nigga the needle.
Whoa, they finna go try to take this nigga off the board. Now, both they pussy asses fought extradition back to Virginia because they knew what time it was, right? But Virginia was not going to be denied the opportunity to prosecute their asses to the fullest extent of the law. And after fighting it out in court, they were ordered back to Virginia in January of 1995. Now, Christopher's trial started June 12, 1995. And as you can imagine, there was so much outrage in Richmond due to the heinousness of the crime. The judge in the case, Judge Thomas Nance, he made the decision to pick a jury from outside of Richmond to try to get his funky bastard a fighting chance at getting an impartial jury. Good luck with that. I mean, newspapers are bound. Everybody know about this goddamn crime. And during the trial, it came out that Christopher had been molesting Tamika since she was 12 years old. And when she got pregnant at 14, he acted like he was all happy and shit and didn't want Tamika to have an abortion. And again, Tamika and Monique, Christopher's age-appropriate girlfriend, they had several run-ins with each other, arguing about this nigga Christopher and his pedophile dick. Several run-ins. Monique apparently kept having miscarriages and was not pleased that Tamika was having her man's baby. We know this, right? She couldn't have it and she was mad that she was one of the few people in the world who couldn't have a baby by this nigga. So Monique even went so far as to threaten to cut Tamika's baby out her stomach. What the entire fuck? You a whole grown-ass woman. Can you act like it? That's too much like right. Instead, you and your man, you had y'all a plan to make sure Tamika don't have no baby or no life. Sweet black Jesus. If this ain't some ratchet ass, ghetto ass shit, though. I'm gonna tell you this nigga Christopher, he didn't show a hint of remorse throughout the entire 4-day trial. Like, nigga, your sorry stinking ass need to at least try to act like you sorry. I mean, your life is literally on the line. Oh, but you know, you don't care, you Billy Badass, okay, that's fine. The jury, they had heard a motherfucking enough. They didn't even get around to ordering lunch, honey. They chopped it up for a few minutes, and within 45 minutes, they all unanimously found Christopher Goins guilty June 13th, 1995, and they did indeed recommend him for the death sentence for that capital murder charge. At the sentencing, the judge did indeed go with what the jury thought was right and formally gave that nigga a cutoff notice and hit him with 4 life sentences and an additional 78 years just for good measure. How we gonna get your ass? I don't play in Virginia. His disconnect notice was dated for September 15th, 1997. Y'all know what September 15th is. That's my motherfucking birthday. Ow, that's as good a day as any to die. Well, damn. I mean, he was going out, I was gonna be going in. Well, of course, he did not get his water turned off on that day. Yeah, come on now. Y'all know it takes forever and a day for the state-sanctioned disconnect notices to actually be gone through with. You know what I mean? So they finally exhausted all of the appeals and got around to cutting this puss-ass pedophile's water off on December 6, 2000, the day after his 27th birthday. 6 short years and some change after the murder. Happy birthday, nigga. That's quick in the land of executions. I mean, shit, I done told y'all, don't fuck around in Texas, don't fuck around in Virginia. They do not tarry. They're going to run the clock. They're going to run the clock out quick. These other states, you can hang around 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Not Virginia and Texas. Oh, no. They get them in and they get them out quick. Now, Tamika moved to California. And at the time of Christopher's execution in 2000, she was 20 years old. And this is what she had to say about his death. Quote, "I just want him off this earth," end quote. And I concur, Tamika. I concur. It was time for him to go. He can't be here no longer. And that, y'all, is the story of a puss-ass, punk-ass pedophile named Christopher Goins. And before we tie this shit up with a bow, Monique dumbass, she was on trial at the same time as her old man. He was in courtroom A, she was in courtroom B. And bitch, you finna get what you deserve. I am happy to report that her jury gave that ass 178 years to do for being an accessory to capital murder. Bitch, it couldn't have happened to a better person. Honey, I hope you catch a mean case of crabs and all your toes have ingrown toenails. I hope them hoes is walking them dogs on your ass every motherfucking day and twice on Sunday. May you never have a happy dream or ever see a rainbow again in the rest of your miserable funky ass life. You funky bitch, you. And as for Christopher, I mean, what a piece of shit. Like, I really tried to think of something more poetic to call him, but words escape me. Like, there are not enough foul words to describe this man. It's just good riddance. Thank God you are no longer here. You are not here breathing the same air as the rest of us. You know, I hate that this situation spiraled out of control the way that it did. I hate that this man felt like the only way to hide his infidelity and his pedophilia was to take out an entire family in the most cold-blooded way possible. Now, again, I truly don't believe Daphne or her family knew that Tamika was pregnant by Christopher. I mean, I just don't see Daphne letting this nigga come in her house and kick it in her face knowing that he laying pipe to her child. Like, I truly believe that this was a secret, and when it was going to come out, he knew that it was going to be terrible. And so, I don't know if you call it panic, I don't know what you call it, but he felt that the only way out was to take everybody out. Because by law, everybody should have been gone. 45, everybody should have been gone. There should have been no witnesses. And I believe it because Daphne's mama, she gave interviews and she was shook that Christopher was the daddy. She was shook that Christopher would betray the family. I mean, she was hurt because they trusted him. Like, her family really fucked with him a long way. And he turned around and did that shit. She lost her daughter and 3 of her grandbabies because of his ass. And to that, all I can say is y'all better watch these play family members. I mean, shit, these days you got to watch the real family members too. But the men folks you have around your daughters, oh, they need to be jammed up and jelly tight, y'all, because slipping and sliding happens all the time. And it's the ones that you least expect that's taking your kindness for weakness. And that's all I got. I mean, this story has just fucked up the church's money for me. I need a shower and a blunt to go get my mind right. What you say, Santa?
Get it.
At all. That's what I'm talking about. And y'all, you know, we like to talk about this shit on social media. You can find me on social media under Melanin Mayhem Podcast. On X, I am Melanin Mayhem PC. I am available anywhere you looking, and if I'm not there, just tell me where you at and I'll come. If you have not joined the discussion group on Facebook, I don't know why are you keeping me waiting? Baby, come on, grace me with your presence. It's on Facebook. It is the Melanin Mayhem Podcast discussion group. I can't wait for you to join. Before I go, don't sleep. The Crime, Cocktails, and Canvases live show is coming up fast, y'all. We're in the last days before this show on October 18th, right here in the wonderful city of Atlanta. The link for the tickets is in the show notes, as well as on the Melanin Mayhem Podcast social media pages, and also the BTCC social media pages too.
Get them tickets.
That's right. Come on, y'all. Come hang. We gonna kick it. But I gotta go. Me and Santa finna go do some things. I'm leaving to go to Jamaica tomorrow, and so Santa gotta send me off properly, honey. So until the next story ends in tears and tragedy and the relationships take a hit, y'all stay safe and play that shit smart. Remember, love and emotions will make you do crazy shit. Don't get caught up and fuck around and be on an episode of Love Kills. I will see you again in 2 Fridays for another episode of Love Kills, and every Wednesday you can get your weekly dose of the Melanin Mayhem Podcast. Thank you so much for streaming, and your favorite country girl is out of here.
I got nothing but love for you, baby. Gotta go.
Yeah, I like that, don't you? Y'all didn't know. I didn't tell y'all Santa could sing. Ooh, honey, and that's what a cold, honey. You hear? That's how I got this cold. Fuck around with Santa. All right, we out of here for real now. That's what got me in this situation now. Bye, y'all.
Ooh, wee, Nana, you did that.